Good morning, Reed here, back at Orchestra Farm. Lots of little singing and chirping today. I'm not sure if you're able to see them fluttering into the tree there, but one of the things I love about springtime, or just life in general for birds, but all that blustering activity. This is a wild elderberry that's here starting to leaf out. Lovely to see these. They're not delicious to me, but the birds seem to enjoy them. Red berries. And I'm having what I might describe as a somewhat nice morning, in the realm of my mind is pretty open today. There's not too many thoughts circling around it. This is an interesting little tree here. I'm not actually sure what that is. And I have a little bit of music going on in my head, as basically per usual for me. I'm not sure how many other people suffer from this, but you wake up in the morning and there's just music playing in your head. That's me. I have that lovely illness of, as soon as I wake up, the music's going and I have to really focus it, because oftentimes it'll just be some song that someone else has made. Everyone should see. You see the larger leaf greenery that's down there? That's motherwort. Motherwort. There's a little bit over there, and then there's a patch that's there. That patch was the original, and everything else spreading out. It's taken a couple to, or several years for that to happen. But in the realm of, I don't need to move some of that. You see all the lovely golden raspberries leafing out. It's the light green leaf and then the jostberry behind it. Pretty happy about all that. So the year's kicking off nicely here, but I then, with my musical morning, and it happens throughout the day for that matter, really focus myself, and essentially I have some little mantras, sayings that I bring up, and then restart my own personal musical patterns for the day. And that was certainly happening this morning, but it cleared out really quick, and now my mind is actually clear for a moment. I'm not sure how many of you suffer from lots of mental thinking and thought forms taking place. I say suffer, but sometimes it's a pleasant thing. And being able to refocus all that and bring it back to the tasks at hand, or even just a space where there's not really any thoughts happening. Pocket pond here, off in the corner of the farm. I'm really grateful for those moments that happen where I'm not actually inundated with thought. It's one of the things I like about playing music, is that after I finish, I feel like I get a moment of mental clarity. The same thing happens when I'm painting or writing, and it might work that my personal practice is these shorter bursts of all that in general. But having those activities that can bring us back to a clear mental space, I think is just so critical for basically everyone. And I'd like to ask you, what are the things that you have in your own life? I know for some people it's different sports, or it might be just leisure activities that are physically related, like going for a walk or a paddle, and whatever they are, I'm curious. Now, I wouldn't put reading a book in that same category, because I find that I get sucked into books, and that when I am sucked into them, I then afterwards have a desire to keep reading. And I would put that in a different category from, you know, mental clarity or free of thought. So, and I also often find, like, when I'm actually engaged in gardening here, little budlets coming on to this apple tree here, the twin berries leafing out, budlets and leaflets on the sea buckthorn there, and here in the autumn olive. Raspberries, of course, are doing that. And I think that, especially in the day and age that we live, where there's so much stimulus occurring, that having practices that can bring us back to a clear mental space are really important. And then in that space, if we can bring in some extra mindfulness to breathe and really become more embodied, I find that makes my life a lot better. I try my moments with all the aspects of life. It can be difficult, but to engage in some kind of stretching and just relaxing and releasing of my body in those moments. So as I walk around and look here at Orchestra Farm, that's kind of what came to mind as my mind was kind of clear. Rare moment, grateful for that. And I hope you're having those moments too. Now, I recently put out a little video of some of my saxophone experiments, in particular with my Drum Brute Impact, a drum machine I picked up this past year. And I'm working on getting a solo act together. It's a whole different thing, playing live music compared to working in my studio space. Even though with all of it, I tend to be pretty focused on improvising. The drum machine certainly brings in a regulating aspect to it, but I just love playing with drummers. And when you find a great drummer, or even a really good drummer, you know, it's just like, it's a whole other level of music that gets to take place. The conversation goes into such lovely spaces. So after a bunch of research, I picked up this particular machine, and the Drum Brute Impact has a random knob on it, so that after you make your beats in it, you can turn that goes from 0 to 100, and basically adds in lots of different fills, which gives it more that sense of playing with a musician. Anyway, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. There'll be more things coming with that in my future, as it's one of my great loves and passions in life. And I hope you're making time for your loves and passions in your own life. With that, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking the video, and have too much fun.